Hi Pisces, welcome to your deep career read for the end of June into the beginning of July. I hope you guys are doing great today. This is going to be for Pisces Sun and Rising and 10th house, 6th house energies especially. I hope I don't confuse you guys when I say that. Those of you who know your chart, if you know your career placements, that would be 10th house, 2nd house, 6th house, right? Especially if you have Pisces on your 10th house, I am speaking to you. Also Pisces on your 6th house, that has to do with your day-to-day work environment. Yes. Okay. I also look at 5th house, 8th house, and 11th house energies, guys, for those of you who are in the entrepreneurial realm. But I don't want to confuse you guys. I am planning on doing a webinar, a nice extensive webinar on the house placements and how we can work with them within our career most effectively. So I hope you guys are doing well. I feel like you guys are in this space right now where you're like, do I move ahead on something, or do I take a break? Do I do a wait and see? Should I move forward on something? You've been of both minds, I feel like, for the past few weeks. Like, on the one hand, structured Saturn is in that 12th house, right, of yours, which is all about rest for you guys, right? Because you guys are the 12th house. From March 21st, it got in there until July 1st, right? Really kind of powering you down a bit, right? But then we have Mars in you guys, right, in Pisces until June 27th, revving you up with new ideas and prompting you to take this initiative. So it's like, what do I do? Should I do this or should I do that? So I'm going to pull some Lenormand first. Then we'll pull a Rebel Oracle, some Astro Dice, an Astro card, and then we'll pull some Witches Tarot to get your Celtic cross spread messages. But yeah, I mean, that is what I'm feeling for you right now. So the duality of this month is going to continue, and you guys don't mind the variety. You guys are Pisces, so just like hunker down for a stretch of very kind of exciting time of productivity, and then take a long and unstructured break, right? You guys do need some sort of break from something where you're not doing anything. You know, I mean, even if you're, let's say you're in quarantine, a lot of you, I feel like, are still working from home. If you're not working from home, the amount of pressure and stress that you guys are feeling, you kind of just need a day or two away to like stare at flowers in a lake or something like that. A lake preferably, right? Because you guys are Pisces. But if you feel lost or down at moments, Pisces, it's so important that you make sure you have adequate support. There's like nothing proud about, you know, no pride in having to do with our mental health, right? A lot of people going through it, right? Now, on June 5th, that Sagittarius lunar eclipse landed in your career house, activating a cycle of change. It's going to last until December of 2021. A lot of you may know that. If you don't know it, I'm letting you know now. And you could receive a new job offer or title or position may be eclipsed away from you. Right? So what's the larger message here is that you're being called into a role of leadership, and anything less than that, not going to suit you anymore, Pisces. It's just not. You're all about being a leader now. It really is. You are, and you have to trust yourself. Yep. You have to trust yourself. So let me pull these supporting energies, and then we'll get into the Celtic cross spread. Yeah. So you just want to get ready for it, right? Get ready for it to be much about the money, honey, right? Because that is set to heat up with the energy starting on June 27th when Mars comes into Aries in your 2nd house of work and finances for an extended stay through January 6th of 2021. So while money matters could get stressful for the rest of the year, you'll also be very motivated to create new revenue streams, which is good. So just roll up your sleeves and make up for whatever kind of lost time that you might be feeling, or lost money, right? Is probably the better word for it, right? Okay, Libra, yeah. Libra's all about, like, what's fair? Because Libra, the glyph is the scales. This is also the 7th house of partnerships. So yes, it's marital partnerships and all that, but it's also business partnerships. It's also people that we do things with, that we have a collective soul purpose. So this could even be people we work for or with, but where we're all in it together. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. I really like this because it's ruled by Venus. Venus is a money planet. It's also about, what's fair. How do we feel in what we're in, right? That's also very indicated there as well with that energy. Let's roll the Astro dice, and then we'll do some interpretation there. We have Jupiter, We have 6th house, yeah, your house of every day. And then we have Aries. Woo-hoo. All right, we got Mars popping in there. We got Mars. All right, why don't we talk about, might as well talk about Mars here. So it's time to really lean into the conflict and figure out what is wrong with this picture in your career. Like, what is the dealio, the full dealio of what's going on? Right? This is what I'm getting, right? I want to interpret, we got Jupiter, but I want to interpret Mars also, because we have Aries here, and Mars rules Aries, right? So you really want to work with the facts of a situation very strongly here, okay? You really want to work with the facts. And the fact that we got Aries here is just saying it's time to move on an idea, a new approach. But in order to move on that new approach, you have to really get real, very real with what exactly is going on. And then we have Jupiter, and Jupiter here, it's time to expand your mind, right? What's begging you to take a chance, and what's making you feel stuck? This really is an energy that's saying you got to go for it. And having it in your 6th house, your 6th house, again, is your day-to-day work environment. You have to get in touch with where and why do you feel pressured to make a decision right now. And this is really about getting in touch with your body too, Pisces, and listening to, first of all, Pisces in general, I feel like you're going to be really hyper-focusing on your health throughout the rest of the year, right? Just because of the Mars inflection in your house of health. But this is also about, if something feels wrong to you, you guys are so intuitive. You guys are the oldest water sign. You're the wisest water sign. I actually argue that Pisces actually has all the signs in them, because you are the elder. And I see you guys as just this magnificent, bottomless ocean of just life and just ideas and all of that, you know. Could maybe not the easiest energy to navigate because it's water, but I do see this, a lot of messages coming to you through your body. So just something to pay attention to. So why don't we talk about trust yourself? I'm loving the Lenormand, by the way, not to get ahead of myself, but okay. Let's talk about trusting yourself. So look, Pisces, I mean, you guys are very wise, right? I'm just saying this, right? And you know how to grow, which is so interesting to me. You know how to grow without even knowing how you know. You know stuff, and you have no idea how you know it. I mean, you are really the most intuitive sign. You just know stuff. You intuit stuff. And because you're intuiting things between the veil all the time. So you just kind of know, and you're really being asked here to really honor that, right? Because this message is all about you growing. You really are. Don't doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet. Remember that so much is happening. You know, when the seed is still unbroken in the ground below the earth, right? It's summoning up all its might and power and force. It needs to push above the topsoil to burst into the light, to create something. So it's very essential for anything good to happen later on, for that seed process to go on, right? I mean, they work hand in hand. Yet I'm getting that right now you really don't see it. You're not sure. It might be an echoing, like the sense of echo that you might be feeling within your career, but you just have to trust that things are going to happen when the time is right. And you're really being asked to trust yourself, because you know how to grow. So don't overthink things. It's not going to help you. Don't worry so much. You're doing a great job. You really are. You just have to trust yourself and relax and pay attention to your own wisdom and insights and messages that are coming in, because you are going to be getting a lot of messages coming in. I like that we got the trust yourself with the 6th house dice. I really like that. We just put these guys down here for a minute so that we could talk about the Lenormand. Those of you who are not familiar with the Lenormand, they look like tarot, but they're not. It's a different system. The cards talk to each other, and you'll understand what I mean when I do this. So here we have the messenger. So see, she's got the letter rather, right? So she's got the letter on her lap, and she's on the carousel, so up and down. So she's traveling through space and time. So this could have to do with, this is definitely a message coming in. And then we have the tulip. So there's some sort of message of stability, right? Of appreciation. Appreciation is really what I want to say. You've done a good job in something, and something, you're growing. I just said that here. You're growing. You're being appreciated for your efforts. An old way is going to be scythed out. Can I even say that? Is that a word? Scythed. Am I making it a verb when it's only a noun? A scythe means something is being cut out. Something is being cut out and ended in your life. There's some sort of cycle that's ending, but then we have the sense of appreciation, and then we have the anchor. So whatever is being cut out wasn't meant for you. There's going to be some sense of appreciation either. Now this could be, let me give this to you a couple of different ways. let's take whatever career you're in, and let's say that you're on a certain level and you're doing such a great job, you actually get pulled from that position, that gets scythed out. But because you're doing such a good job, the sense of appreciation indicates it's coming in that you're going to be getting some sort of increase in position. Because going back to the astrology, you guys are going to be all about being the leader this year, right? And it's going to bring you such a firm foundation, because the anchor is about firm, solid foundation. So whatever's being cut out, because they're next to each other in the sky, and we look at everything in the Lenormand deck. It's kind of a cool system if you think about it, but we want to look at the positions that everything is kind of, right? You see how the anchor is sort of angled to the scythe, and the pointy part of the scythe is angled towards the anchor. So we need to cut something out in order for there to be this firm foundation, this anchoring, okay? But tulips, I mean, just for those of you who don't know, from a historical base, used to be how people showed straight up their appreciation for a person. So there is this sense of this also, there is also under some systems, because the system has been developed and redeveloped so many times, where there is this this security, the sense of security in the appreciation. So I do feel like you're going to be getting a message in Pisces that somebody really appreciates your work. So there's going to be some, now the scythe energy could be, maybe you got fired, maybe you lost your job, there was some sort of position, but somebody else is going to appreciate you more, and that's going to bring you the stability that you're looking for. But either way, I do get that it's going to be coming to you in a message, text message, email, phone call, snail mail, doesn't matter. But it's coming to you, and it's going to be really, really benefic. And this is all about growth. It's all about growth, because something's being cut out. But because you're being appreciated, it's going to end up inciting a leveling up of wherever you're at right now. So for those of you who are in a really strong position right now already, you may find yourself in even a greater position. I mean, that really is what I'm seeing here in the cards. And the astrology is indicating that you're going to be all about being a leader. I just want to say that, okay, this wants to come out. 2 of Cups. Okay, we like that. Cool. But let me just hold off on that for a second. You know, Libra is also, because it's the scales, it's about what's fair. So I feel like, yeah, leader, right? You're going to be in charge of making sure. This is something you're getting into where it's like you're going to be tapping into where you deal with a large group of people, and it's going to be up to you. The onus is going to be on you, that things are being treated fairly, that things are being treated on the up and up. So you're really going to be called to, not that you guys would not work within integrity already. I mean, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know, but this position is going to call for that. You know, because when you think of the scales, think of like a judge, right? What does a judge do? A judge kind of listens to everybody and then makes a decision, right? It's kind of like that vibe is what I'm getting. Okay, anyway, back to this. So we have the 2 of Cups first as part of the situation right now. And we have karma in reverse. So I like that, because this is a positive inflection that good karma is coming in. Yeah, stop it. Oh, I love that. Yay. Justice, Libra. Yay. This is what's going on. Queen of Pentacles right now. So you might be having some issues with money right in the moment. Okay, that's the past. This is the near future. It's mental, guys. It's mental. At the 5 of Pentacles, mental energy. Okay. So what would life be for a Pisces without a little confusion? You know, you guys are ruled by Neptune anyway. I just see that that's how it's ending, but it's not bad. So I get coming into this energy, and when it comes to your career, it was all really good. I mean, and this could have been pre-COVID, this could have been last week, whatever it is. Everybody's in a different space. Some people are working just fine, right? Even despite COVID. A lot of people are even making more money, for goodness sake, right? But it's that you coming into this energy with this Aquarius and Pisces kind of thing. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's all about the future. And you guys are all about you know, you guys are the dream that allows the rest of us to go there and allow us to get in touch with our dreams, right? That's the 12th house energy. So this is like, you will be just very focused on your future and you know, and doing what you really like to do to focus on your future. The current situation right now, we have the Two of Cups. This is a great energy to get in a career read because this is Venus in Cancer. And Venus is one of the money planets. And in Cancer, Cancer is a 4th house of home. It's kindred spirits, though, too. And it has to do with the roots and feeling grounded and secure. So going back to that anchor, right? But also having to do with Venus. Venus is one of the money planets. Venus is also about what we value, right? So it's about valuing the kindred spirits in our lives. It's about valuing the security that something has to offer. And then we have karma in reverse. So I like this because in reverse it indicates that some sort of karmic retribution is coming to you, Pisces, something that you deserve, something that you've earned either in this life or a past life. And you know, not to get too deep or off on a tangent, but we are in a very destiny karmic driven period right now, no question. I mean, it hasn't been like this since like right post World War II, and I'm going to do a separate video on that, and I don't want to get too deep into that. But Pisces, I feel like you've been doing the right thing. You are getting paid back in spades, and I really like this for you. And I like the Justice as the crowning energy because this is all about what's fair. And you're going to be very focused on what's fair and what's right and what is a solid, fair connection. Now, again, going back to, yeah, it's justice. That's a basic interpretation about what's fair, what's not fair. This is another card about karma, karmic justice, and all about that. But you know, we also have to understand that it is Libra, which is that 7th house, which is that, you know, people who we're in a shared soul purpose with. Okay, that's that 7th house energy where things are going to be fair. So I really, really like this. That's where your mind is at, right? Your mind is all about that. It's all about balance too, Pisces. You're very about bringing balance to your life right now. You just want balance. You want to work, you want to get paid. Such a simple thing, would seem like silly to even have to mention, right? But, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world today when it comes to work, right? Foundation is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse right now, right? Sagittarius and Capricorn. So some of you may be in a space where, for some of you, you're not really happy about what you're doing in the day-to-day for your work. You're just really not happy. And you're feeling like you're stuck in this cycle that's actually holding your growth back than anything else. Because Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity. And Capricorn is the sign of work. You know, and it's ruled by Saturn. So it's like, it's, you know, in reverse, it's like, you know, I'm not really moving forward in this area of work in a way that makes me feel good, you know. It doesn't mean that you don't love your work, because we have the Pentacle energy here. So I feel like this work has the potential to bring you what you need, but right now it's not. Right now there's something about what you do for money that's not, whether it's your primary job, whether it's your investments, whether, you know, in the stock market, in property, whatever it is, something is not bringing you the money that it normally did, or that it can, right? And you're in the space of just acknowledging that. But what I love, look at where you are right now, like inside yourself. Yes, Ten of Cups. We love this because this is about growth. This is about growth. This is Mars in Pisces. And listen, I mean, it's all about Mars really until January, honestly. And Mars is just going to be popping left and right, for you guys. It's just going to be popping there. And it's going to be really prompting you to take that initiative and really powering up. So, and you're going to be having so many new ideas right now. It's amazing, especially like between now and January. And you're going to have to get up and go to get up and do, right? And this is all about your dream space, right? Again, because it's in you, it's in Pisces. So I love that. So this is about really good communication in whatever it is that you're doing, whoever you're working with, which colleagues, employees, employers, a business partner, or even just, you know, your tenants, your investor, whoever you're dealing with any kind of investing, the way you make your money. Really good communication, open lines of communication, open understanding. There's an openness. It's good. I like it because you're going to feel emotionally connected and you're going to be feeling it. I really like it. And it's going to bring you a lot of good stuff. Now, the external energy, this isn't you, this is external, is the High Priestess. So High Priestess is an interesting energy because in astrology, it's connected to the moon, even though, the moon rules Cancer and all of that. But the High Priestess is the moon energy. So this tells me that you're dealing with somebody who's really keeping some sort of decision, idea, something under wraps. They're feeling a certain way that they're not disclosing to you right now. It has something to do with your career and it has something to do with the trajectory of your path, but they're not being very open. That's the High Priestess is, having this idea inside, but not disclosing it and purposely keeping it to self until there's clarity as to when they should give this news or when they should share it. But this is really about, keeping things under wrap. So you're dealing with somebody who's not being fully forthcoming about either their plans or what's possible for them to do, having to do with career. So that can be an employee, that could be an investor, anything along those lines. A tenant, maybe a tenant is planning on moving out, they're not telling you. A business partner is looking to get out of your arrangement and they're not really telling you. But the thing is this, I want to be clear. I'm not getting a malicious vibe from this. It's seriously because they don't know. They don't know. They're still trying to figure things out. It's not a Seven of Swords energy, in other words. Like, there's no malice here. It's because they're really working through their feelings and they're trying to process reality and figure out the best course of action for them. And rather than getting you all nervous and, up in your feels based on what may end up not even being an issue. Do you know what I mean? But you're dealing with an energy who is feeling very trepidatious about things, okay? Now, that could be if you're dealing with a person. If it's a general energetic influence, this could just simply be society not disclosing. This is like a perfect card to indicate we don't know when we're all reopening. We don't know. Now, those people in charge in government may have a better idea than we know, but they're not letting us know, and not because they're being mean, but because they seriously need to see how things roll out as far as the phases, depending on where in the world you live and what the situation is to your particular surroundings, your particular areas, But that could be an energetic influence. So however it would resonate with you. Now, in your fear position, we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. So this is very interesting because in your fear, this makes sense to me. The Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, right? So this is about, and five is always conflict and swords are truth, right? So you're afraid of getting into a discussion, let's call it that, a discussion with somebody having to do with your career based on the reality of a situation, and you're afraid of being sucked into some sort of conflict that is really actually not your problem. I hate to say it. I mean, it's like not my monkeys, not my circus, but you can't take that stance. And you're fearing dealing with that because I feel like it's inevitable at a certain point where you're going to be made to, all of a sudden, somebody else's issues are going to somehow be made your issues even though they're not your issues. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that you're afraid of that because you're vibing it, because you vibe everything, because you're a Pisces, right? Yeah. Shadow side. This is the devil energy. This is all about imbalance. So you could be dealing with somebody. Now, this could be you. So this could be you getting out of balance, feeling out of balance in a way that's impacting your career and whatever that means to you. So this could be depression, anxiety. This could be you having some sort of self-sabotaging addiction that ends up getting in the way of you being successful. This could have to do with an unchecked ego. This could have to do with greed, right? Because devil energy could be greed, lusty greed, right? Where at any expense, going after the dollar kind of thing. Could be you, it could be an energy that you're dealing with. And I'm tending to think it's an energy that you feel like you need to deal with because of the near future card of the Five of Pentacles. Okay, but it can happen either way. The devil energy, again, it doesn't have to mean that you're like a drug addict, or I mean, there are too many Pisces out there, right? Many Pisces rising, Pisces in the 10th house, right? So you're going to take however it resonates with you. But the idea here is the seed of this is imbalance. And it's imbalance in a way that's going to get in the way of you being as successful as you possibly can be in your career. Now that could be the imbalance in you, or it could be imbalance in somebody that you're working with or working for, or just the general imbalance of a situation. This could just be an energetic influence, the devil energy, where something is so wacky and out of, so this could just be society right now, depending on the sector that you're in. It's a tough go, guys. We got riots going on out there right now. Who knows what's going to end up happening with that? We have the shutdown. In many areas, they're not reopening. They're opening, then they're closing. Who knows? I mean, if that's not a devil energy, there are a lot of the cards that are coming up that I am very much vibing that it's just the general influence of society. But you're going to know how it applies to you. You're going to know if it's a person. You're going to know if you're really honest with yourself, if it's you, Pisces. Or you're going to know if it's just a general energetic influence. Now, Five of Pentacles, the thing I want to say about this is very much a mental energy. You understand? Five always means conflict, okay? There's some sort of conflict or discord within that realm, okay? Okay. This is a Mercury in Taurus energy. So Mercury having to do with Virgo and Gemini, Virgo being your day-to-day work environment, Gemini being the house of communication and learning. I'm getting that there is this discussion with how something is rolling out in the practical 3D, right? And the money coming in, and the amount of support that you're getting in order to do what you do. There are discussions going on here. You're feeling like, though, you're not getting what you need, but I don't think other people are seeing that, because there is more support here than you actually realize. There is. You know, if those of you who are familiar with the traditional Rider-Waite, it's the couple passing the stained glass windows of the church where one person is a cripple and the other one is freezing. And they're so focused on their lack that they don't realize that they could just walk in the open door of the church to be warm and to get some food, to have a free meal. They don't see that help there. They're just very hyper-focused on the lack of support, the lack of some sort of connection, the lack of money, you know, very focused on that. So, you know, this is just a little, and again, this does not mean this is not set in stone. That's why we seek tarot, to figure out the energies that are going to be happening, and we could circumvent these things through really healthy communication. Because what may end up happening, Pisces, keeping it real, is this High Priestess, what's happening here, where you're in the space of saying like, oh, everything is really cool, and you know, with money and communication, but you're dealing with an energy that's not being totally open with you. I don't want to say totally honest, because again, I don't get a malicious vibe. They're not being totally open with their intention. And what can end up happening here is that their intention, this, you know, them needing to pull out of something or pull away from something or not make something happen or something like that, ends up creating this conflict where there's this imbalance, and you're left in this space where you're feeling this sense of lack. So maybe money was pulled away, something, but this is really going to make you, this is what I was talking about with the astrology, where money matters could get stressful, but you're going to be motivated to create a new revenue stream. And this is what's necessary for you to get on that new path, for you to roll up the sleeves and make up for some lost time that might be happening here. So a really good piece of advice to troubleshoot for this is try to figure out what this energy is about. It's all we could do, is try to figure it out. You're going to know. Do you have people in rental properties? Do you have people running investments? Do you have people working for you? Are they happy? Are you communicating with them? Really try to the best of your ability. That's all you could do. And if you're vibing anything, have a backup plan in place. Have a backup plan for whatever might be potentially going on with that energy. You know, don't get too comfortable in something that you trust is going to be there, because we're living in a time of such quick change, right? And something is going to be getting cut out here with the Scythe energy. Even though I see everything ending beautifully for you, I really do. I see everything ending beautifully for you. But I do see financially you guys going through a bit of a snafu and needing to deal with this. So that's why I'm really very focused on that High Priestess energy and figuring out how you can troubleshoot that. Because there's something going on under the surface. And while we can only control ourselves, we can control backup plans for ourselves. Have a plan B. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. Trust yourself. Know it's all going to go really well. You know, keep your spidey senses tuned up. You guys are really good at that. And create plan Bs and Cs if you need to. Yeah. But good stuff overall. All right, Pisces, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.